I'm using Rode NT5s as overheads. They're in a spaced pair configuration where one is pointing at the bell of the ride and one is pointing at the bell of the hi-hat. They're about 1.5 feet away from each crash cymbal, and I find that when you have extra height, you can get a better stereo image of the kit. For room mics, I have them set up in a mid-side configuration. The top mic, an AKG Perception 420, is capturing the mid information and is in cardioid. The bottom mic is a ribbon mic and it's picking up bidirectionally both the left and the right sides. These room mics are 6 feet away from the drum set. They're pointed perpendicular to where the drum set is to capture the room ambience and less direct sound. We'll set these up in Logic so we have the most control over our room sound. Let's mix some overheads and rooms. So the first thing I'm going to do is play the overheads. I'm going to run a phase alignment tool just to make sure that they're in phase with each other and they're not sacrificing any low end. Okay, once the phase alignment tool completes, takes about 6 seconds or so, I could hear if the low end is better or worse, and in this case, it's better. So we're going to leave these alone. Let's add the room mics. Okay, just filling out some of the bottom. And let's add the rest of these mics, and then we're going to do some little tricks with these room mics. Okay, so I'm just compressing these room mics with a distressor emulation. And we're just getting a little more level, but we're just getting a little bit more space. And it sounds like the room is bigger than it actually is. All I did here was I just took off some of the high end, so we're not getting a lot of harsh cymbal sounds. In the mix, they'll sit better. Sometimes you need to add a little highs. It depends. But I'm liking the way these are sounding by themselves. So with the overheads, there's really two schools of thought. Some people like to just keep the overheads natural and roomy and use them as a stereo image of the whole drum set. Some people like to keep these mics as cymbal mics. If you're going to do that and use these overheads as cymbal mics, what most people do is they'll just cut, and they'll cut until the kick and snare are out of the overheads, and you treat them more as cymbal mics. Some people find you get less phase problems like this and you get a little cleaner sound. It depends. So let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, so it really depends on what you want to do there. You could cut a lot of low end out and make cymbal mics and it'll sound clean. A lot of modern rock does that. I personally like to leave them alone because I kind of like the size that they add natural. Some other things you can do with the overheads is you can sweep around frequencies and find some frequencies that are conflicting or sound bad. Yeah, I tend to save this kind of stuff for the mix bus, for the drum bus rather. But in this particular case, just on this one overhead mic over the ride, there's some nastiness around 500 and nastiness around 1K. So you can really clean that stuff up. And I usually just do that on the drum bus instead of the individual channels. But you could totally do that here as well. Let's see what we got. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about mid-side. So basically, this is the mid mic. This is the AKG mic. Now, because the ribbon is only one mic, but it is picking up bidirectionally, you have to decode it with a mid-side matrix. This is basically what you do. You take the channel that has the side mic, in this case our ribbon, and you just make an exact copy of it. You just double it. You pan one left, you pan one right, and then on one of them, I usually use the right mic, I just flip the phase. That's how you get a mid-side matrix going. So this way, you can kind of alter your stereo image just from the faders. So let's see what that sounds like. This is more mono. This is more stereo. So it's a cool trick if you want to make your room sound bigger than it is. That's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take it easy.